Hey MLM Nation, Simon Chan back here. People call me Napoleon Hill of network marketing. Hey, I just do this for fun because today we got a great show, conversation with Nicola Smith-Jackson. Hey Nicola, what's going on?
Hey Simon, thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Super excited for you to be on here. And Nicole, you can share it on. I just started. If you go to MLM Nation's page, you should be able to share that. I've tagged you. And for those who are on here, give us a shout out. Let me know where you're from.
All right,
and I'm actually going to share one more to one of my pages. And we're ready to go. Let's see. Here we go. Super inspiring story. Really cool stuff today coming up. And all right, I'm ready to go whenever you are.
All right.
Let me know when you shared it. You should be able to see yourself there. And give us a shout out where you're from. Here we go. Hey Donina, how's it going? At the Bessies, good to see you again at the BC. Karak from India. Hey, we got Zimbabwe, India in the house. We got New York, South. What's up, Billy from South Dakota? We're talking about mother of four. Built a successful business over 300,000 reps in her business. So in 30 different countries. The BC, what's going on from Dallas? How's it going? My fault. Dallas, Texas. How can I forget those Cowboys? All right, Nicole, we're ready to go whenever you're ready.
All right, yeah, I had them trying to share it for me. I'm looking here. I'm good.
You're good to go? All right, here we go. Get the backup recording. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. MLM Nation, this is Simon Chan, and I'm fired up to bring our special guest today, Nicola Smith-Jackson. Hey, Nicola, are you ready to make it happen?
Yes, I'm ready, Simon. Thank you for having me. You're on 10. I love it.
Nicola Smith-Jackson is a wife, mother of four, a former hairstylist, and a real estate professional before she got started with network marketing. Nicola faced numerous personal challenges after having to bury 3 children, not being able to pay her bills, and wondering if there ever would be a better day in her life. But it's these tough experiences that developed a tremendous desire in her to succeed. Today, Nicole is a top MLM leader who's built a sales force of over 300,000 reps. Okay, 300,000 reps in more than 30 countries. Her passion is to teach others how to make winning a habit. And Nicole is known for building huge teams of motivated and committed entrepreneurs. So Nicola, I've given MLM Nation just a brief intro, but please share a little bit more about your background and how you discovered network marketing.
Yeah, well, just like you said, I was that hairstylist and super tired, working 12, 14 hours a day, never having enough time for my kids. When I came home, I'd either sometime have Charlie horses, too tired to even interact with them, and after having my last son, he's about to be 10 years old now. Going back to work, I could remember just sobbing, thinking about going back to work because I had a son that was disabled. I had 2 other sons. And so my 9-year-old, he was going to be, I'm thinking like, what can I do? The economy was turning down, for both of my industries, the hair industry. A lot of people were losing jobs. So even though I was earning like a 6-figure income, a lot of my clients, they were losing their jobs. So my income was resulting with theirs. And then the real estate industry was tanking at the same time. So it was hard on my husband and I just to keep it light, It was rough.
I had a question. I had to immediately ask this because when you told me you had buried 3 children,
yeah.
That is, and before we even talk about network marketing, because people are asking me about this already. Can you share, I mean, you maybe not go into too much details, but talk about challenges. Can you share a little bit what happened? Because people are wondering, even right on Facebook Live,
I buried 3 children, because I would always have challenge pregnancies, and my first time I was pregnant, it was a set of twins, and I went to the hospital and I wasn't feeling well, and they sent me back home, and they told me everything was pretty much okay. They heard a heartbeat, and it was too early for them to pretty much know that there should have been 2 heartbeats. And so I had to, have an emergency surgery, and those 2 children had to bury them. And then my son, who's now 19 years old, he'll be 20, I got pregnant, and he was another set of twins. And at that moment, I did deliver them. They were premature, so I really very, very, know a lot about NICU and hospitals. Just tell me that, I was still a young mother, and his twin, he lived for 3 weeks, and he passed away. And so my 19-year-old, who has cerebral palsy, never walked a day in his life. He was a twin. And so those were the 3 babies, and out of all of those babies, I've only had 1 girl. So just always been around the guys. So that's the story.
Wow. And we're going to go more into like the toughness. You talk about you have a huge willing desire to succeed. So years later, you're doing this hairstylist. It's a tough industry. The real estate is crashing. How did you discover network marketing? Who approached you? How did you know about it?
Nobody actually approached me. It was in that piece of looking for a way for me to pretty much have more like a decent hours. So after having my son, Caden, I decided to say, you know what, I'm in the hair industry. I've been in the industry for a while. Let me see what are some other ways where I can still make more money but have more of my time. It started off with that. And so I decided to say, okay, well, let me go on and learn how I can help maybe patients, cancer patients, or people where I could actually make wigs or make units for them. And this would be a business that could be open from like 9 to 5, like have those kind of hours, but obviously still be able to earn a decent living. And so in doing that, I was invited to go to a huge trade show, a hair trade show. It was called the Brown Brothers Show there. And when I got there, I was a platform artist, meaning, one of those people when people are watching them doing these, units, and I was really good at extensions, and right across from me was a booth, and the booth had this product, and it kind of helped people look smaller instantly. And I just said I needed that because I just had Caden, that I gained a lot of weight, and hairstylists, you want to look good. And so I was able to try the product, and literally I had to run after the woman for her to like come to my salon and share the service and share what she had, because she wouldn't really offer me the business. And that's one of the first keys, people are out there, they're sharing, exposing, but they don't ask for the money or ask for the business. I literally told her I needed what she had. Didn't know it was really network marketing because I'd never been in network marketing before. And I never had any people around me who was in network marketing. So I never had a negative opinion about it. And so she just shared with me, I can get some people. I gathered some of my clients to my salon on a Sunday. And in that day, women were just like going crazy over what we had. Made about $2,000 in a few hours selling a product. And then one of the ladies at the event said, "Can I do this?" And I looked at the lady who set up the party with me, and she said, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." And then I start making checks. And they never told me it was network marketing. And so I just continued to do that. And probably by the 3rd month, I had made like $10,000. And I'm like, okay, I need more of this because I have to work really hard to earn $10,000 in a month as a hairstylist. And that kind of started it off. No one actually ever trained me about being a network marketer, the systems and all that. I learned that later, probably, after we were heading into our first million. Wow.
So, the woman at the booth never told you network marketing. She didn't.
No.
Did she intentionally didn't tell you, or she was a lack of belief and just was very, very product focused?
I'll tell you right now, she was product focused, but she came out of corporate America. And I think that honestly, they were embarrassed that it was network marketing. They would call it everything else outside of that, basically. And, again, many people coming out of being an employee into an entrepreneur and maybe really, in fact, more inclined to what other people think about the industry. She never said that it was that. And also she was kind of new. She wasn't really fully versed in the industry herself. A lot of us weren't in our company that we were in. And so, no, there wasn't any like formal training at that time. I actually had to create that inside of that company for my team.
Now, why did you think you were pretty successful? You sold $2,000 in your first meeting, and then you said you made 10 grand by your third month, 10 grand a month, or 10 grand cumulative? You said
no, it was a 10 grand check. Yeah,
10 grand in,
and
in
then
1
we
month.
were doing a lot of retailing too, so it was actually more than that. But the check from the company was right at 10 grand third month, and then we were off to the races because we start talking about that. I can just say it was ignorance on fire. I don't recommend anybody to try that at home. But it definitely got the promotion. We were promoting like crazy. We were exposing like crazy. Anyone who came within like 3 feet of me, I was locked down in a salon. So even if the FedEx guy was dropping off a package, any of the clients that were coming in the door, we were just totally just promoting. We were promoting. We had just a one-liner thing, and that's a tip right there, a one-liner sentence that we would ask someone to kind of invite them to take a look at what we had. We didn't care what they said, yes or no, and then we would just, show them what we had. That's how we did that.
Did you ever feel that, so you basically had huge belief, right? Did you ever feel that by talking to everyone that came to the salon or actually heard your salon business, like you were, turn off your salon clients and your salon business will go out of business?
I never thought of that. I don't know. I was already in the salon. My mom was a hairstylist, so she was in the salon business for quite some time. And one thing that she always did was she had retail inside of the salon. So anyone who left our chair, they were already going to leave maybe with some shampoos or some conditioners or some things that, actually built up our ticket. And then it was also things for them to use at home. So it didn't really, it didn't even dawn on me that people, would have that question, because people wanted to know what was it I was doing too, because I was actually, a product of the product. And so having your own story and a testimony as quickly as possible took us a long way. I can tell you that much.
So you said you had a one-liner. What was the one-liner you used?
I would probably, if I were to say the one-liner, they would know what company it is. So it was, you'd always ask a person, like, who do you know that would want to XYZ, which would be the transformation that your product or service offers.
So who do you know that needs XYZ?
Right.
So like, it would be like, who do you know that needs to lose weight?
Right. And it would be something a little bit sizzly, like it would be something that it had to be a sizzle piece where a person was almost irresistible. It would kind of touch a pain point for that person.
Very, very cool. Very good stuff. So why do you think most people struggle? Like you said, you did very well right out of the gate. Why most distributors, maybe some of them watching or listening right now, they're struggling. They don't have the success you did.
Well, I can tell you right now, I needed to succeed as badly as I needed to breathe. It was a situation going on in my life where I knew that I had to do something different. It was like that thing back up against the wall, that if I don't try this, if I don't go as hard as I can here, then now I'll be stuck in my circumstance. And just trying, even though I didn't know what would happen there, it just seemed to be more favorable than what I was in at that time.
Good stuff. So let's talk about, this is my favorite question. What is your worst moment? Because you've been in the profession for like 10 years now, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What is your worst? Because the worst moments make you, right? You shared about like
Absolutely.
So what was your worst moment in MLM?
It was a turning point for me. The worst moment for me was, all of that. We were earning a ton of money, even 6 figures a month. Everything seemed well. We had people all over the world. And some things changed in our company. And then there were like a group of leaders who got together and decided that wasn't the company they wanted to be at anymore. And they were literally going after, our entire team. They were taking people that they came with and taking people they didn't come with. And it was a point of instability. I could feel the fear in the teens' heart, like they felt like there was nothing that they can do. And inside of that was where I actually now was able to pull everything that was on the inside of me, my faith in God, the same scriptures that I was reading every day. And I literally, I'm just going to let you know, I went into prayer and I began to now come up with ways to now create atmospheres for people to still grow. It was birthed a conference I birthed out of that called the Momentum Conference. I'm actually having one of those Momentum conferences here shortly, and just gave a total turnaround to the company. And it was I would say, totally bittersweet, because again, I was feeling like back up against the wall. But when you can think about, like I said, my story, obviously bearing those 3 children, and I still now have 4 healthy children doing well, I consistently begin to look at my life and say, a lot of times where there was things that seemed like it wasn't working out, it was right at the turning point of maybe the next level. And that's what I consistently tell myself when I come up against a challenge, that, okay, it's time for the next level. That's why I believe that, the worst enemy to success is success. You can't get comfortable to the point where you think you've arrived, or you're not humble to where you have to be humble. And so it was okay for me to be in a place where I needed to do some things different. And I began to get innovative, created a movement, and that actually brought our teams together even closer. I saw people be able to understand how to move through challenges without fainting, and that it was okay to not be 100% sure what the outcome is, but keep moving forward.
Really good stuff. I love it. You said when things don't go well, hey, ML Nation, rewind, hit the rewind button, listen to that a few times. When things don't go well is the turning point for the next level, right? Because that's, you only grow when things are painful. The next level is right there. And you said the worst enemy of success is success, because we stay complacent, we don't change, and we don't grow. That is really, really deep stuff there. Hey, ML Nation, if you're listening or watching this, if you like this, please share this on Facebook Live, because it's really good nugget. The worst enemy of success is success, and that's from Nicola Smith-Jackson. And how sure? Because we never grow. Now, let's go to the other story. What would you consider turning? Would you consider that as your turning point of your business, in terms of your growth, where you are?
It definitely was a turning point, and it was an aha moment. That at that moment, it really wasn't about the product or service that we were offering anymore. It was 100% about leadership at that moment. And I realized that our industry is not really about what you're selling, what company you're in. It's about people. It's about, and you're being a leader, having to make sure that you're consistently working on yourself. So I had to go deep inside of myself and come outside of anything about it being about me. I had to come out of it being personal. I had to literally go into working on creating an atmosphere for other people to grow, because it was either like I just couldn't see myself just failing or just stopping. I wasn't ready to do that. And so we had to push forward. And I'm grateful for that moment. I'm thankful. I have like the utmost respect for each and every one of those leaders that decided that was the time for them to make change. It also, even when I did end up making change later on, it was a whole different idea about this was true ownership. This was a time to truly own your life. This was a time to truly own, that you're in a real business. And I had to stop thinking like I was in a business. I was an owner of my business.
Very good stuff here. Talk about your Momentum Conference. You said you learned to create an atmosphere for people to grow, and you're about to do one right now. What type of event is this?
Well, it is a regional event for our company. What we're doing is, business, like any other business, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've never had a W-2, so I do know about business and having cycles. And, a lot of times in the summer months in network marketing, a lot of people are taking, vacations with their families. They're considering that, this is a time for everyone to kind of lag back, and a lot of network marketers just take it just as such. They just take it as, hey, this is a slow time. And I don't believe in that. I believe that as a business, you have to recognize what part of the cycle you're in, and then think about ways that you can still continue to move business ahead. So we started out with things with our team, with doing, things like overviews and barbecues, still doing business, bringing the teams together, and then also say, hey, we do a conference that's just, out of this world, that's going to drive momentum, give people, marketing strategies during this time, position people for how to prospect and recruit, like in the 21st century, helping people understand the power of team building and, building synergy in a team that you don't even have to identify. I don't believe it, just accepting the status quo. You don't have to identify with everyone saying it's a slow time. Well, in my idea, I know that there's some businesses that it's a high time. So I'm going to look at ways to make it still be a high time for my business. And that's what Momentum Conference is. It's strategically done during the summertime months, or during the months where you need that push, for your entire team, getting them fully engaged, and so that they can move through that quarter pretty much. Most of the time it's like a slower time for our industry.
Let's share another story. What would you consider your proudest moment in network marketing?
So after that same situation that we talked about, pretty much like the Exodus, we started coming up, convention was still coming up, national convention for our company. And we literally set out and said, what we had to do, we called the project pretty much convention. I'm good for creating like these projects or these movements for certain periods of time. So what I did is I assigned leaders in all those different cities and states to make sure that they had a certain amount of leaders at that national convention. So pretty much we set up like generals in different areas, and they all kind of reported back to myself. And when we got to the convention, people thought it was going to be doom and gloom because we had that major exodus and all that, and the convention was still packed out of this world. And so we were called up, my husband and I were called up to get an award or what have you, and we went up to get the award, but we knew that we could not have done that without our team. And so when we began to call and we told them, hey, listen, we can't take this by ourselves. We want you to join us, on this stage. So if you're on, our team, and we have a name, we say, if you're on our team, we want you to join here. And then people kept coming out of the stands and coming out of the stands and coming out of the stands, and they stood behind us. And when we looked back into the audience, it was 3/4 of the entire convention.
Wow.
And that was like such a wow moment, because I'd never seen them all together. We took pictures, we did different things, but I've never seen them all together. And I realized that it's totally about leadership and duplication in our industry. And every leader had their part to play, but it came together, and it was amazing. I was so proud of my leaders. I was so proud. It was a win for all of us. It was amazing that people, even during a time that seemed like I'm always getting teary-eyed. It was hard. And I showed, that even through doubts, you still can have courage. That's the antidote to fear, is courage, doing it anyway. And it turned out in a magnificent way, and we were just off to the races after that. It's just powerful. And that's how now it's become a system of how I build teams. It helped me create not only conferences, systems, ways to build teams, creating synergy, community, all of those things, cultures. No matter what's happening in your company, no matter what's happening in the economy, now it's become a system that I call it the power formula.
When we met at the event a couple weeks ago, I noticed like in the middle of during a break, you and your entire team got onto a video, right? Like a figure in the hallway. And I actually took a picture of it, and some other people, because I think that was really good in terms of creating the culture team. You got everyone out of the room to share. What are some things you do to create community and culture?
Absolutely. When you saw us doing that, we actually wasn't only on Facebook. We were literally going into our team group to bring them into the conference. It wasn't even only about like say, hey guys, here we are. This is the marketing kind of, strategy. It was about bringing our group to let them know that we're here. We're going to be bringing back some powerful nuggets for us to go to the next level. So we were literally, our team, speaking to the other team members who couldn't make it to that event. And, and letting them understand that, us standing together, we were there representing for them, and we're coming back, for the whole team.
Yes, because you make people feel that even though they weren't there, they're still part of it. That's right. And you really care about them because you're thinking about them. Right. That's
right. We're thinking about you, and you're here, even though you're not here. You're here with us.
That's really good. Very cool. Since you got started in network marketing, how have you seen the profession change?
I would say in a good way. Like I shared, when I first learned about network marketing, I didn't have anyone mentoring me in network marketing. I literally just got my first network marketing coach here just recently, how you and I met. That's my first network marketing coach. It was always using business acumen. I've been mentored and trained by top global leaders that led, different kind of organizations, but not network marketing. And so I would say I love where network marketing is changing, where people could truly do things from home. Like you and I right now here having an interview, and I'm at my home office and you're in your home office, and we're still like we're right here together. When I first started that 10 years ago, it was only belly to belly. And I highly suggest that you don't abandon that, because we're humans. We still have to have touch at some point in time, but we're able to leverage a lot more. One of the other things I love is that people are now starting to really see that network marketing is a true career path. It's not just a hustle. It's not just something you're just doing. They're seeing it as a true profession, not only because of the money that we're earning, but now, many people are really cognizant to systems and processes. So people who are entrepreneurs, maybe who are doing well, they may be in transactional income like realtors and things like that, that's getting tired of that. And they're realizing, like, I really don't have a retirement. They're now seeing other professionals who are taking network marketing seriously and building up really strong residual income, even for people who've lost their 401ks and things like that. They're able to now, use maybe some of their business acumen, but now where it can be leveraged. And so people are now seeing this as a true profession, a true career path. I'm loving that. And I do love the whole online piece, because our first business, we didn't do that. We was totally belly to belly, and you can still get exhausted. It's like now you bought a job, right? And so the idea that now you can leverage, the internet, you can reach people in just a moment's notice. And these tools should be used responsibly, by the way, to be able to reach people in moments notice and still get and promote what it is that you're offering, and a way that we can bring tons of value on a regular basis. This here, our conversation, I know it's helping some people out there to say, look at this, bringing people together, two top professionals who are not hungry, they're not thirsty. We're both, we're in businesses, but we're not trying to say, hey, jump with me or whatever. We're just here to add value to the profession. I didn't see that in the earlier stages. Everybody was very much coming from a scarcity mindset. They didn't want to offer value if it wasn't 100% for their team. They weren't really thinking about how to maybe come together and make the profession better as a whole. And so that's one of the things I'm really loving about, well, several, obviously, I'm loving about network marketing. I'm passionate about network marketing. I'm very passionate about it.
Absolutely. We can tell your passion. Hey, ML Nation, if you're watching this on Facebook Live, you like this, please let us know if you like it by sharing. Hit the share button, because we're providing lots of Nicola Smith-Jackson, providing tremendous value here. As we go towards the end of the show, Nicola, some quick questions to pick your brain. And these can be really quick, one-sentence answers. So the first one is, what is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you?
I can tell you one thing. You got to want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. That's the one. That's my favorite.
I like that. Favorite. You got to succeed like the way you want to breathe. That's a good one.
Yes.
Hey, what is one habit that's helped you become successful?
Waking up early in the morning. Not just because I work for myself, I don't sleep in. Waking up early in the morning, get more done when it's quiet, so I can get in my head before anybody else does.
What's your routine? You have a morning routine?
Absolutely. I wake up first thing in the morning. I pray. I read. I get prepared. I do a morning show. It's an inspirational morning show for network marketers every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called Power Start Your Day. So I get prepared for that. Then now, right after that, I go into my own mode of operation for running my business. And so definitely getting in my head before anybody else does.
What time do you wake up normally?
I wake up at 5 a.m.
I love it. I'm an early bird riser too. I love it. Hey, what's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Giving people what they want, and you'll always get what you want.
What's your favorite prospecting tool? So say someone's interested in your business, they're a qualified prospect. Do you send them a link to an online video, or do you do a Zoom, or do you meet with them and do a flip chart? What do you like to use?
I like the videos because the videos are going to tell the story right every time. You know, even with us, we may, leave something out. We're just not perfect. So I love sending the videos and being able to move through and get responses as quickly as possible.
Do you have a favorite online resource like a Dropbox or Evernote, or favorite app on your phone that you could recommend?
Yes, I do love Dropbox, but I also love Visita for scheduling. Visita has been phenomenal for me. I was needing some help with that organizational piece. I needed reminders about different things. And, my project manager turned me on to Visita, and she told me it was a bad to the bone tool, and it is.
What is 1 or 2 books you could recommend to MLM Nation?
Okay, Joe Rubino, hands down, Ultimate Guide to Network Marketing. It's to me like the network marketing Bible. You're getting to learn how to tell stories effectively, everything that you need to know from prospecting, recruiting, and it's from the top people. Top leaders still need coaches. Books like that has helped me go to and be able to learn from the best of the best at any given time. So definitely Joe Rubino, the Ultimate Guide to Network Marketing.
I like that. That is a little old school, right? I love it. It's good stuff.
And you know what? I think I stay with that old school deal, right? Because, there's always a basic infrastructure to every business. You can innovate, but, there's nothing new under the sun. King Solomon says that in Ecclesiastes. So at the end of the day, when you can build, you got to master the basics before you build on it.
Absolutely. And Nicola, here's the last question, the $1 million question. You ready?
Yeah.
So here's the $1 million question. Imagine you had to start all over again, but you knew no one. So didn't know your husband, didn't know your 4 kids. You're like a total stranger, like an alien that went to another planet. But you had all your current knowledge, skills, and wisdom. What's the first thing you do, or the first place you go to build an MLM business from scratch?
I would say to my target market. That's something people don't teach often in network marketing. You want to find out. Every company is going to have people who are going to want, need, and be willing to buy what you have. Most other businesses do it. They find some target market, and then now that's where I would go. I would discover that target market, and I would go ham on that. 20 no's a day, baby.
I love it. So where would you go? Would you go online, offline, or just both, or specific groups?
Both. I do both. I believe that you have to learn how to do both, because you're going to have people join your business that they may not be only online, or they may not be only offline. I feel like as a leader, you need to be able to do both.
You've been amazing, Nicola. Thank you so much. As we wrap up, any last words or advice? And then what's the best way our listeners can connect with you?
Well, you can go to my site, successwithnicola.com, and that's SUCCESS with Nicola, N as in Nancy, ICOLA. .com, successwithnicola.com. Of course, you can check me out on Facebook, Nicola Smith-Jackson, and LinkedIn, Nicola Smith-Jackson, and Instagram, Nicola Smith-Jackson. I know it's kind of long, but I just wanted to be consistent. And I can tell you, this is what I want people to understand, that this is the wave. Free enterprise is where we're going in the world. People are able to take full ownership and start making decisions for themselves. I believe purpose don't have to ask permission. And I love free enterprise, because no matter who you are, what was your background, what type of mistakes you've made, no one can stop you but you. Doesn't matter. I've had a rough time in the beginning, and now I'm helping people make their times a lot better. And so I wouldn't ask for anything different, but I'm just sharing with you, free enterprise is where it is. You don't have to worry about determining or asking permission again for anyone. I don't like to ask permission. I don't like to ask permission to win. Network marketing is where it's at, baby.
MLM Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today, you'll be hanging out with Nicola Smith-Jackson. So keep up the momentum and go to MLMNation.net and just type in Jackson, Jackson, at the search bar. And the show notes and all the nuggets of wisdom and Nicola's contact info will be right there. In order to be successful in life and in network marketing, you must help others. So Nicola, thanks again for sharing your valuable time with MLM Nation and the value you provided. We're grateful to you, and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much again, and God bless you.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you for having me. God bless. Take care. Bye now.
Hey, Nicole, that was awesome. Hang on there for a second. I'd like to talk to you personally for a second, but let me wrap up this Facebook Live feed. Hey, MLM Nation, great show from Nicola Smith-Jackson. Share this episode. Tremendous value here, especially about the negative things or the bad, tough times. They're really the turning point for the next level. And I also tagged her on this post, so just tag her and follow her. She got a lot of good stuff there, and check out her website as well. Hey, this is Simon Chan. I'm loud and proud to be this amazing profession. I'm here with Nicola Smith-Jackson. Now it's your turn. Go take action on what you learned. And remember, we're in the profession to help others. So go out there, have a positive impact on someone's life today. God bless you all.